For the most part, Canadian fans have adored the royal couple while they've been touring across the nation. And although their next stop couldn't be in Lloydminster, tomorrow the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge are scheduled to arrive in a city a bit closer to us. Kathy Lee found out how people in the border city feel about the whole royal frenzy.
How about that?
Although true royalists from the heart, Wendy and Eric Collins aren't going to be among other fans in Calgary hoping to meet the royal couple.
We're not going to the Stampede. We would love to be there. We've been there before and loved it, but we just have other commitments this year.
With the exception of a few protesters, many Canadians share the same sentiment the Collins have about Kate and William's visit to the true north.
The royal couple has really put this country on the map for tourists. And I think it will make a huge difference to tourism for us. So there, it boosts the economy.
And with a stop in our province, Mr. Collins feels the young couple will appeal to the new generation.
Alberta is a thriving community of young people and some older people, but they will appeal and make, I think, a new look at royalty for many people.
While the Collins are delighted about royals coming to our neck of the woods, from the people we've talked to in the border city, the feelings are mixed.
It doesn't really mean much to me. I mean, it's awesome that people get excited and that's part of our country's heritage, but it doesn't really mean much to me personally.
I think it's wonderful. Well, they're just a young, vibrant couple that's making royalty look really good.
I'm kind of neutral, but I think they're such a nice young couple that I think everybody's kind of fallen in love with them.
I haven't really taken too much interest in it myself. I don't watch TV that much.
As for the Collins, as much as they would have liked to see the royals this time around, they say it's okay, as 33 years ago both shook hands with the Queen during her visit to Lloydminster.
She came over to us and asked us where we lived. And when we told her, she could tell that we must be from England because of our accents.
Kathy Lee, Newcap News.
A man in Ontario is facing criminal charges stemming from being naked in public. He was in court earlier this week challenging the constitutionality of Canada's laws in a quest to decriminalize public nudity. As Robert Buffum reports, his case has the potential to impact the laws of Lloydminster.
And we need to stop allowing people to force shame on everybody.
Brian Colden, pictured in the middle here, was in court Tuesday facing 5 charges for being nude in public, including while going through a Tim Hortons drive-thru. The naturist is claiming it shouldn't be a crime to be nude in public, and that Canada's laws infringe his charter freedoms to express himself. It's an argument this lawyer thinks is far-fetched.
Well, I think it's quite a unique and clever defense. I don't know how far it'll go. Our right or our freedom of expression is limited. It's not like you can do anything and say anything you want.
Locals in Lloydminster weren't buying Colden's defense either.
Everybody doesn't want to see that. Everyone has different moral attitudes and thoughts and religions, and it's not necessary. And in this country with the mosquitoes and the cold, I can't see why anybody'd want to do it anyway.
Who would like to see somebody's bare naked body? I mean, unless they're their husband or their wife or, that sort of thing. Yeah.
We all have families around and children around. I think we should be dressed up appropriately.
The case in Ontario raises issues that could, theoretically at least, affect Lloydminster, which has bylaws that prohibit any form of nudity in its bars. The bylaws were passed by the city in 2002. Today, the idea of strip joints returning to the border city was met with a decidedly tepid response from those we spoke with.
Well, I'm kind of religious, and I prefer that it just encourages bad behavior.
I'm not totally opposed against it. I think in the right neighborhood and run properly, I think that's fine.
Martinez says even if the Ontario court does accept Colden's charter defense, don't expect bylaws here to change anytime soon, unless the decision is endorsed by Canada's highest court.
Until a case like that, any case really, reaches the Supreme Court of Canada and the Supreme Court rules on it, it's not binding in any other province other than the province in which it's in.
The court in Ontario is meeting in late September to set a judgment date. If he's convicted, Colden faces up to 6 months in jail. Robert Buffum, Newcap News.
A local sports facility has teamed up with Lloydminster in Motion to offer a unique fundraiser. It's called Etched in Ice, and it gives you the chance to plant your foot in a rather unusual spot under the leisure ice at the Service Sports Centre.
So people can buy a footprint and write their name on it and then have it put in the ice, which will then be flooded orange because that's the InMotion color, and to have InMotion logo displayed on the center.
You can trace your own foot at home on a white sheet of paper and write your name with black marker on it. And bring your footprint to the Sports Centre by August 19th, where they'll be placed around the outside of the rink before it's flooded. Money raised through this initiative will go towards the Lloydminster Kids in Motion after-school program.
Lloydminster in Motion's been working really hard to get our name out there, and a lot of community groups approach us and businesses approach us for information. So we're hoping when they hear about this and that it's in motion, they're going to appreciate that it's important, but the work we do, and step up and help support our Etched in Ice campaign for this year.
The people behind the initiative are asking for a $2 donation to have your foot etched in the ice.